Welcome back to Shantae, Risky's Revenge. Last time we completed Squid Baron's dungeon, so you know what that means. We have no idea where to go next, so might as well backtrack. After all, we did obtain our first transformation dance, which means there's bound to be items we can obtain now that we couldn't when we were Sans Monkey. So there are a few edges of this map that I want to leave on. Not that one, I don't know what to do about him. He's just blocking the way and I can't do anything about it. Monkey cannot take down Golem, but it can leap past Big Pit onto tree, over tree, and it can get Magic Jam. Except it can't, you need to transform back into Shantae. Also, I'm only now noticing that background, and dang, that's a good looking background. Is that just what's always here? I mean, you really can't see it because of all the layering stuff, but man, yeah, no, that's a rad background. Dang, I really like this background. Hey guys, cool background. Good water, 10 out of 10. Anyway, that is not all there is to find in the woods. Think over here is not the teleporter, is in fact the big rock, and also a big tree that we can climb, wrap around, and get... You guessed it, another Magic Jam. Well, we're not wanting for that, I guess. I have plenty of it. I got a lot of money, I got a lot of jam. I'm gonna spend them both on hair care products and who knows what else. You know, just half genie problems. Alright, don't want to go to that one because that'll take me back to Roddy Tops, and unfortunately, Roddy Tops doesn't really have anything interesting to say, which is a shame, because otherwise I would want to talk to Roddy Tops. In any other situation, I'd be down for it. I am, however, down for saving even if I don't really need to. Cause yeah, this is just Lilac Fields. The chances of me getting hit are pretty low, but also, what if I do just fuck up? What if that happens? Oh well, anyway, I'm not cutting here because there is an item in Lilac Fields that you might remember. It was very obvious, but it was a little too high up for us to reach, and honestly it kinda echoes a unlockable in the first Shantae that was more or less the same situation. It was a bit too high up by default, but now that we can turn into a monkey, we can jump up and get something different, because it's a heart holder. No, there aren't any heart pieces. It's just another heart. That's why we haven't seen this before. We haven't seen any health extensions yet, because that one just raised it up by one. No need to collect multiples. Plus, there's also the fact that, like, you can get hit, and it won't completely erase a heart. It's not, you know, default 3 hits. There's a little leeway there. Sometimes things only take half of your HP, or a single heart, rather. Half your HP would be a lot, but yeah. It is actually a pretty decent HP value at the moment, but that doesn't particularly matter, because I'm still on my no-hit run. I feel like that's subject to change, because, oh boy, this episode things got kinda rough at times, but more on that later. It's just Lamias for now, and they're not too bad. They're numerous, but not bad. They're flammable, but not bad. Now, before we can get to these scarecrows throwing exploding pumpkins, Bolo's waiting here. Oh, it is a happy place. I totally know where that is. Thank you for the directions. You also want to see Bolo because he has a bride for you. You just get 100 gems for nothing. Unfortunately, the teleporter doesn't actually lead directly back to Scuttle Town. Technically speaking, if you go back to Lilac Fields, you can have an easier time getting back to Scuttle Town, because it's scarecrows instead of Lamias, but it's really no big deal. I'll take any which way. I have to do a bit of traveling no matter what, so might as well potentially get gems. I don't think I did, but I could've. Alright, so before I hit the save point, let's absolutely buy some stuff. So, not only can I buy that hair cream, or what is it again exactly? Silky cream, that's it. So yeah, it's pricey, but it's very well worth it. There is a second hair upgrade, but I can't quite afford it yet. I could wait, however, that green book is a passive ability that lets you just automatically restore magic slowly over time. I also want a pike ball, the puff attack, and you know what, I really don't need anything else because it's all just upgrades and potions, so fuck it. Let's also just buy the other passive book that lets us automatically draw things in when we're close to it. It's not like the greatest attract range, you still need to be kinda close to the item for it to be drawn in, but it's still better than nothing. You don't have to be directly on top of a thing to get it anymore. So yeah, everything else is an upgrade now. I guess I could have bought the magic vials, but nah, I don't need to max those out yet. So yeah, we now have all 3 of the normal items. I want to equip this for now, though it's not the ideal item coming up. There aren't many ideal items coming up, but we'll see why in a moment. So, Pollet Bay is where we need to go. So you might remember, past Shantae's house, there's a big wall we couldn't get up before. But with a monkey ability, that should be no problem. That is, of course, here to bar your way from getting to the next section too early. Of course, if you came in this direction too early, I don't think the mayor would be here. So yes, Pollet Bay. This is a platforming section, mainly for the monkey. It's actually kinda tricky. Mainly just for timing. Once you're actually on these platforms, I don't really think it's a huge deal, but yeah, they're small platforms, but you can fall on top of them or grab the side, so you get a bit of leeway. We also have something over here that I absolutely cannot do yet, because as you can see, those walls are too rough. Monkey cannot grab these, so we'll have to come back later. And instead, continue on in this platforming section, which is, again, tricky, but also kind of repetitive. Thankfully, it's pretty short. I think this is just here to give you a bit of a challenge to overcome with the monkey, because the monkey had a bit of potential platforming, but nothing particularly dedicated to it in the first dungeon. So now you gotta prove your skills at being a monkey. Just a tiny, adorable monkey. And yeah, as you can see, since this is a platforming section, that also means I don't need to use magic. So yeah, I've recovered a fair bit on the magic meter thanks to our new book. I cannot argue with those results. It is honestly real solid. If you want to double back to Scuttletown to get that earlier, be my guest. It's a really good thing that you're better off having. Also, if you're wondering, no, you can't attack these enemies. They're just completely invincible, and they just jump up and down, and you can't do anything about it. They are a pain, but they're nothing more than an obstacle, so no big deal. And there he is, it's the mayor. And a jam. Which I like far more, Mayor, whatever your actual name is. Oh yeah, and you're just leading with the genie. Yeah, no kidding, you suck, you're the worst. Nobody likes you. Now that, the risky boots. I mean, I think the shop is booming, will that help? Oh, okay, town deed. Is that mine? Can I just keep this, or what? Oh, of course we're not gonna be the mayor. Why would we be the mayor when we're only half a genie? Can't bring half a genie to the mayor job. We'll just have to give it to a dubious man who lives across the way. Sure. We shouldn't have to give the town over to a rich man. We're supposed to be eating him, not handing him the town deed. I love that line so much. Yep, that's the only thing we can do. No other option. I mean, look, you don't have the elephant transformation yet. You can't do jack shit. Alright, so we do need to go take this deed to the Ammo Baron, but we also want to see the Ammo Baron, because he does have the next seal, so... I guess to be fair, it does align with our goals, so... I can't disagree with it. Let's go. So, with the mayor thoroughly talked to, Bolo is now gone, which means we can progress. So yeah, again, talk to Bolo first so you can just get a free 100 gems. Otherwise, you're missing out. That was a very helpful 100 gems, you have to admit. Got attract magic because of it. So anyway, say hello to the biggest fucker in this episode. This guy right here is such a pain. If I had triple fireballs, I think I could get him. Instead, no, I can't leap over him with Monkey. I do not have the jump to do that. It is really hard to get around him, and he can just throw that pumpkin bomb anyway, so even if you can manage to get over his hitbox, he can still just hit you with that. He can just clonk you with a pumpkin. It's the worst. That man ruined many a run. And yeah, it's so easy to get hit by him, you can't really kill him without a magic thing, at least not easily. I mean, I guess you could try jump attacks, but that's, you're risking your own life if you do that. Anyway, here's Barren Desert. No, not Barren Desert, Barren Desert. This is definitely a step up in difficulty, though. So far, nothing too bad. Everything dies in one hit. The Lamias, the Slimes, and the adorable bats who are jerks. The spiders are also jerks here, hiding up in the foliage, but they're not as bad. The bats are just kind of annoying because they float around and are kind of dodgy. I don't like them. But again, they die in one hit, so how much can I complain? Wait, I can still complain a whole lot, actually. Complain, complain, complain. There you go. And yeah, you need to go through that cavern to overcome the pits, and hey, it's the harpies! Knocked that one out before it could even fire an arrow. So yeah, Pike Ball, super useful. Lamia doesn't actually die in one hit, I was just killing it super fast. I somehow managed to forget they were 2 hits. I know for a fact you aren't, though, and you're kinda tricky because of that, but you do burn, so... too bad for you. Fairly minimal on platforming here, I guess that's why Polyp Bay exists. Because now we're just going through a mostly fighty area instead, and Monkey is really not much use here. It has no attacks, there's no walls to really climb. There's some every once in a while, but yeah, the slightly faster move speed and better jump don't come in that handy unless you're really good at the game. I mean, look, if you're good at the game, and you can just speed run and tech over everything with a monkey, go right ahead. I'm just letting you know, I can't. You know, I'm gonna pike ball this guy. Obviously, there's always a chance that you could mistime the pike ball. It's, orbiting you like a satellite, as it is. But, honestly, the timing's not too bad. It is just split-second enough that you can get screwed over if you're not careful. Like there, if I wasn't careful, I would have gotten hit. If I had just assumed, I would have definitely gotten that hit in there. Definitely taken out that bat. But no, I didn't. Also very tricky spot right here to find stuff. It's even tricky to get into, even when you know it's there. But there was that hint earlier, there's that passage that goes nowhere, but it does let you see that there are secrets in that room. Now, let's see... This is, thankfully, a friendly NPC area. I really wish it had save points, but that's neither here nor there. There's not really too many of these, like, Cave Story meets Iconoclast NPCs here, but they're entertaining enough. I like the guy who's just looking out for evil. He's very vigilant. Thankfully he wasn't looking out for this jam though, cause I want that. I can get better hair cream if I get some of these. And here we have the Ammo Baron himself. So I guess I have to kill you? Do you want to retreat to a dungeon, or... Okay, you're just gonna hit on Shantae. Gotcha. He doesn't say anything particularly interesting if you say no to him here, and he'll just repeat his copious amounts of dialogue. I really don't want to hear that a second time, because really this is just kind of depressing. Yeah, it's time to ruin our way of life. Let's just hand this over to him. You know, admittedly, when I saw this plotline originally, I was like, oh, we're probably just going to take the town deed. The Ammo Baron is going to be interested in this, but then we're going to beat him up, and then the town deed's going to be safe. But no, we handed over to him. We handed over to this man who's just making explosion noises. No fight involved. I'm very worried, actually. I mean, look, granted, the old mayor sucked, but... Never trust a man who just advertises the fact that he loves ammunition in his name. And also, I'm already getting a passport. You've been mayor for 5 seconds, but apparently now the half-genie needs a passport and activity book. I mean, look, I appreciate the latter, but come on. It's also going to be named Ammo Town. This is looking very bad. This is why you do not trust towns to rich entrepreneurs. Or entrepreneurs in his case, if I'm being entirely honest. We absolutely will not be taking a bath. Go away. Shantae, as always, is already tired of this. She just constantly hates the world around her. But while he does emphasize getting shot down, at the very least, Ammo Baron does just stop eventually, so I guess he's kind of respectful? Kinda? I mean, he's inappropriate, but he'll stop. Unfortunately, he's got a very low bar to get under. Thinking about it, yeah, no, it's pretty easy for you to clear, as if you... All you gotta do is just admit your mistakes. Anyway, no, yeah, instead of fighting the Ammo Baron, he has invited us to the Battle Tower. Don't know what that's about, but, I mean, we have nothing better to do than check it out. I mean, it is ladies' night, so hell yeah, let's fight in the Battle Tower, ladies. Unfortunately, we do have to cross some more desert to get to the Battle Tower, so we're not wrapping up just yet, and in fact, this is the hard part. So I should mention that, well, first off, I should mention, fuck that enemy down here. I should have expected to be an enemy down here. However, in one of my early runs, I didn't. And so, yeah, I just ran face first into it and got hit. All for wanting to find some items. There's a vase hidden in between the bushes, so make sure to get that. But yeah, that guy's a huge jerk and ruined a run, so I hate him. I should have figured that would be there, but sometimes you're just not careful enough, and it sucks. But anyway, yeah, I should mention that, I voice dialogue out loud to sort of get the timing for it whenever I'm recording. I would like to mention that because I had to go through the Ammo Baron scene again and again and again because there's a save point before him, but unless you want to double back, which is also risky, there's no save point nearby, so you have to get through a gameplay segment to get back to it. No matter where you go, you have to do some game playing, and I'm taking the hard path first. So yeah, I just thought I'd throw that out there because, boy, was I tired of voicing the ammo baron scene by the time I was done with this session of recording, because I screwed this one up so many times. This is a pretty tough climb, and not altogether necessary. You can do this later if you want, but I wanted to do it now. And honestly, like, when I get to the top, I'll be able to save, so provided I could get through this, I was safe. It was just getting through this that was the problem. This is probably the hardest segment to do in Barren Desert. Donk. But it's honestly not too bad when you get used to it, at least. You just have to be careful. It's just an upward climb, and let me tell you, the pike ball is so insanely useful. Like, God, this thing is already paying for itself. I enjoyed having the fireball first, and I'll try to show off the puff cloud eventually, but man, pike ball is really good. I love having a shield. It's real good. It's so helpful. I love it. Can't wait to get the upgrade eventually. I'm gonna be aiming for that hair upgrade first, but you know, that's just a me thing. For now though, here's a teleporter. I'm going back to Lilac Fields, and then I'm coming back, because I needed to save. So yeah, I'm just gonna go back to Lilac Fields, because I can find the save point here, no problem. And here we are back in Barren Desert. And now the other hard part, but I had a save point before this, at least. God, I am so glad I'm just saving in the middle of sessions, because sometimes this game's a pain, and in fact, it's actually harder to go down through this tower area than it is to go up, because there's a few blind jumps here and there. A few blind jumps with some enemies that are tough to see. Like that guy can hit you. This guy, not so much. You can see him coming, but there's an ooze close by. In fact, yeah, no, that's the jump. That's the jump I kept screwing up because there's an ooze, and I just always got unlucky and got hit by it. Thankfully, though, now that I'm back to this cave, this is actually the easy part, which, again, you might be wondering, well, why did I do this? Why did I do it like this when I could just go find a save point in this direction if this is the easier of the two paths I could have taken? And the answer is, it would have been inefficient to go this way, nab the save point, and then go back, unlock a warp, and then have to do that segment again anyway, and come back through here anyway. I guess I could also wait until after the dungeon or something, but no. I would rather this stuff be done as soon as possible, so I have unlocked the warp point. It's fine, it's good. It took a bit of blood, sweat, and tears, but I got it in the end, and now I'm just free to relax and kill some mummies, who do take a few hits to take down, but they're really not too bad. Just keep your distance, maybe set them on fire instead, and as long as you don't stay close to get punched by them and get stun-locked, then you're fine. Anyway, though, we've actually reached the Battle of Tower, so next time on Shantae, we'll see what it's all about. Who knows, maybe Shantae will get a date, or maybe she'll just hate everyone there, as she normally does.